Hey everyone, it's Soraya here. So I want to give you a little intro to this podcast episode. This is a chapter or a module, I guess, whatever you want to call it, of my new course, Maven, that I did with Chelsea Humphreys. Now, if you don't know Chelsea, she lives here in San Antonio, Texas, near me. We met a couple years ago and became instant, closest friends. We had so many things in common, including being in the network marketing industry. Chelsea has ranked up to the top rank of 2 different companies. She is an incredible marketer. It's so fun because she is really good at things that I am not good at and vice versa. And we complement each other really well. Like, she's ridiculously hilarious. Anywho, she wrote a book called Maven. She actually wrote it before I met her. And what's funny is that I had actually purchased the book without having met her. Then after I met her, I was like, hey, I actually bought your book before. It's great. And she was like, hey, do you want to make it into a course? I said yes. And so we turned her book on network marketing and basically how to succeed in all aspects of network marketing. We turned that book into an audio course because let's face it, A, there's a lot of people who don't have time for video courses, and B, the audiobook wouldn't have been as detailed as it really needed to be to convey some of the things effectively. So we created this epic course, if I do say so myself. It is 19 modules to correspond with the 19 chapters of the book, and each one is on a different topic. Today, we're giving you the free module titled, I'm Stuck and I Don't Know What to Do. So if you've ever felt like in your business where you open your phone and you're like, I don't know what to do. I am just going to scroll until inspiration hits. We all know that that is not an effective strategy. But anyways, if you've ever had one of those days, which if you've been here for more than 2 days, you probably have, this module is for you. So a couple quick admin things, and then I'll pop back in when the episode's over. Number one, this is just a little bit longer of an episode because it's an entire course module, which I'm so excited about. This is an audio course. So if you're listening to this podcast, you're an audio person. We know that people don't want to sit down and watch video courses anymore because who has time for that? I don't. You don't. You are probably listening to this while you're in the car or working out or doing dishes or something like that, right? We designed the course to be like that as well. Also, it's designed so that the chapter titles are problems, like the common problems that everybody has in network marketing. And I'll put the chapter titles in the show notes so you can take a look at it. Things like I can't recruit people. I don't know what to post on social media. I don't know where to meet people, et cetera, et cetera. So we took all of those topics and then did basically a lesson, a coaching session on audio for you. So it's super effective. So you can purchase the course and then listen to it from, 1 to 19. Oh, plus there's 7 more bonuses or something like that. Anyway, so there's a ton of really good stuff in there. But you can listen to it straight through, or you can pick the modules that you need to listen to at the appropriate times when you're having that problem. Either way, it's all up to you. There's no right or wrong way. But we wanted to give you a little preview of the course, and since it just makes sense to give you the whole chapter, here you go. It's the whole chapter. Real quick note, as I'm recording this is May 21st. For the next 10 days until May 31st, we're giving you $100 off this course, which is insane. It's over 20% off the course, I think, if my math is right. I shouldn't be doing math in public or on audio. But anyways, it's an incredible course. We also have a payment plan, so don't worry. I paid $22,000 for my first private coaching package in network marketing. This is pennies on the dollar of that. So well worth it. The information doesn't go bad. It's timeless. It is more than what you'll ever need in terms of motivation and mindset and strategy and social media. It covers all of that. So I hope you love it. Here is module 17. I'm super stuck and I don't know what to do. All right, here we go. Chapter 17. I am super stuck and I don't know what to do. Neither of us have ever been stuck before, have we?
I don't know what's wrong with you because I've never been stuck.
That doesn't exist. End of chapter. Thank you. Bye-bye. No, I mean, obviously, everybody goes through a period where they get stuck. So first of all, let's just start this chapter off by saying chapter 2 is I don't know where to start. And that is, if I do say so myself, a really, really good chapter, as is chapter number 3, it's too hard. If you
Well, I think
haven't,
anytime you get stuck, what you're really saying is I don't know where to start.
Yeah,
So if
I don't
you
know what
can
to
start
do.
over every time, then it helps you not get stuck. So yeah.
Exactly right. I don't know what to do, because when you get stuck, you're overthinking things and you're worried about all these things that we just need to go back to the basics. So chapter 2, I don't know where to start, is maybe your touchstone in this, but we're going to give you a lot of good advice in this chapter as well. A lot of mindset stuff as well. Chapter 2, though, has very specific things. We even prescribe some social media content for you, all that good stuff. So it's pretty great. And again, chapter 3, it's too hard. We give you some very, very specific advice on when you're feeling like things are too hard. But we want to cover in this chapter specifically, when you feel stuck, there's a mindset component to that.
Absolutely.
It's almost all mindset. It's either you're overthinking something or you're too deep in the weeds. You're micro focusing on something that probably doesn't really matter or isn't that important. Sorry, not sorry.
Story of my life.
Like, yeah. How do I know this? Because I do it myself, right? We all do this. When you feel
changing the color of your Facebook profile photo, like in your group for your team, is probably not.
It might not be the most productive use of your time,
but it feels good.
So this is, oh God.
Sorry, I was speaking to myself there.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does this, right? This is why we can laugh about it.
Like, we feel stuck, but we're like, but what have I done for the last 3 hours? I've changed the color of the logo 17 different times.
None of that stuff matters, right? None of that stuff matters, which is why in the chapter 2, where we say, I don't know where to start, go back and listen to that chapter, because it's going to tell you what to do. And I'm going to give you a hint. It's really simple. It's create a piece of content, reach out and meet people, take care of the customers that you do have. Like, that's about it. That's what we get paid to do in this business.
It wasn't nothing about the logo. Like
nothing. No fancy logos. In fact, no logo is required for your business. Shocker.
Crap.
The amount of people, man. The amount of people that focus on their logo. God. If you are stressed out about your logo, stop.
I will say my number one pet peeve, though. So I'm just gonna, if you're listening, this is just like a really good time for me to do this, like in a mass group session, is I need you to make sure your profile picture is of your freaking face.
Oh, yes.
Please, yes. Not your dog, not your cat, not you and your dog, but your dog is primarily in the photo and you're kind of blurry in the background. Not your kid, especially not your baby. Like, your profile picture needs to be of you. That is your storefront. Thank you. End of story. No arguing with me. Take the baby off the profile picture immediately. Okay, carry on.
It's like if you owned a pizza place and your profile, or like your logo on the door was a cat. Like, what?
Baby. There were
what? I don't understand. It's you. You are the brand.
I need you to just change your profile picture right now. And
so Chelsea is giving everybody permission to waste time.
No, that's not a waste.
If not a waste of time. Sorry.
If it's a picture of your cat, it's not a waste. But go change your profile picture and then come back here. Not your logo. Leave your logo alone. Just your profile picture.
Okay. Okay. So I don't even know where to go from there.
Sorry.
So there are many times, though, where you do get stuck messing around with other things, right? We've all done it. I get distracted. Here, you know what? This is where I get distracted. Can I just tell you?
Yes. I
love learning from mentors and buying courses and things like that. And then I don't actually listen to them. How many of you have done that?
Oh gosh, every single that validated so many things in my soul.
Right?
That you did that too. Okay.
Because you think that that's going to help you get out of whatever you're in. And really, it just adds to your overwhelm, which is crazy, right?
Unless it's this course.
This course, though, we're giving you actionable
we're walking
stuff.
You through it. I mean, there was the whole thing about the profile, the cats, and the babies, but we're back on track now.
We ought to have fun while making this course. Damn it. Okay, so when you're stuck, there's just a mental component to it. That's really what we're saying. We don't want to get hyper fixated on any one thing. we know, we've talked about this in this course already, that there are very specific actions that you can take to build your business. You're either expanding your network, the network part of network marketing. You're looking to attract people to you so you can make a sale. So you're generating leads in some way, right? Most of us do that on social media. Sometimes we do that in person. Maybe you're actually closing the sale. So you're working one-on-one with people, or you're helping existing customers. Like, those are pretty much the fundamentals of the industry. I don't care what company you're in. That's kind of what we do. So if you're wasting your time on things that are not related to those, you're getting sucked in a direction that's probably not helping you out. Now, I can hear it already. Someone's going, but I have a team and I have team calls and I have this and I have that. Yep. That does not take away your requirement to do those 4 things or those groups of activities over and over and over and over again, unless you don't want to recruit anymore, which I would say is a bad idea. So,
I mean, in fact, I'm going to say, if you haven't done the things you're supposed to do that day, you got to do that before the team call. Like, I'm not telling you not to go to the team call, but I'm saying, if you're not on your social media or networking or talking to your customers, why are you on a team call? You're not working.
Team calls don't make you money. Now, they might motivate you, and we appreciate that, and we love that. And they may help you through some things that you're stuck on or that you're overthinking, and we love that. But you've got to generate leads and make sales and recruit to run your business. So if given like the choice where you're going to host an event or attend a team call, host the event, right? Like, that's what's going to make you money. Even though it's not usually, I mean, it's easier to just go to the team call. We totally understand that.
Yeah. We know what you want to do, but I'm sorry, that's not why you bought this course.
We aren't telling you what you want. We're telling you what you need. So now that we have kind of acknowledged that there's things that you have to do, and they're quite honestly pretty simple, let's talk about why you're overcomplicating this. So a lot of times we overcomplicate this because you think that you need to be someone else, that you need to be someone you're not, that you need to be like your upline, or you need to be like that girl on Instagram that you really admire, or you like the way that someone does that one thing, and so you want to do it too. You just have to be you and know that that is enough. And I'm
the way that one girl does an email list. So you spend your entire week creating an email list, researching it, putting a logo on it, all of that. And then you realize you don't have anything to put in the email list, or you don't have anybody on the list, and then you're stuck again. So that's what she means by that. So all of those things that you do, that's making you feel more stuck, because you added this to your plate that wasn't even necessary in the first place. Then you got stuck because you didn't have the skill to do it in the first place, but you saw someone else doing it, and so you copied it. So,
and it's just a procrastination method. It's just a form of procrastination.
Exactly what it is. Yeah.
It's a way to distract yourself from the things that you, for whatever reason, don't want to do, which is posting content, talking with people, generating leads, making sales, and recruiting people. Like, that's just what it is. So
do you think it's boredom from the monotony of, like, I don't know, like, we brush our teeth every day, but like, I don't know, like, I never feel like I don't want to brush my teeth. Like, why do you think that the monotony of, like, I have to do these, like, 3 things, these 3 core things in my business, why do you think that causes such, I don't know, pushback in people?
It's a lot of reasons. I think number one, we all doubt ourselves. We doubt, is our content good enough? Are we pretty enough? You know, like all these just normal doubts that we have that make us not necessarily want to show up all the time. It is monotonous, so we get tired of it. You're like, oh, I've talked about the same thing for 17 reels. Can I seriously be talking about it more? Yes, you can. We see everybody else's super exciting life, and we think that theirs is so glamorous and amazing, but we think that ours sucks, which is so funny, because everybody wants to know what's going on in your life. And to everybody else, your life is really interesting. No matter if you're, let me just give you a random example that I was thinking about this morning. My friend Kara has an account, Instagram account, where she talks about 2 kids under 2 years old. Newsflash, I don't have a kid. And she's one of my favorite accounts to follow.
Yeah, like, I love, rough, man, that's rough.
I love her content. It's genius. I love it. I adore it. But like, people are watching and they're looking to you because they have problems to solve and they want entertainment and they want joy in their lives. And you, whether you like it or not, or whether you admit it or not, are a source of joy for other people. And so the less you show up, the less you want to show up more, I guess. You know, it's kind of a cycle.
You're stealing the people's joy. So show up.
Don't be a thief of joy for other people.
Joy thief.
So, but really, I mean, how many times it's happened to everybody, where you meet someone and they're like, oh, I follow you and I love your content. And you're like, really? Me? What? I had someone, the first time this happened to me, I was at a network marketing kind of non-company specific network marketing event. And someone was like, can I take a picture with you? I was like, wait, what? Take a picture with me? Me? You go, what? I'm some girl who like gets nervous every time I do a Facebook Live. Why would you want a picture with me? She was like, your social media is so good and it's my favorite and I love it. And blah, blah, blah. What? That was a shock for me. It was a shock for me. I'm like, why are you following me? I don't understand. I'm just bumbling through this.
Going.
I don't know what I'm doing. And you think I've got my life all together. So you are that person for somebody. And the way that you carry yourself is so important. Back to your question, Chelsea. Like, we've got to treat this like a job if we want to earn a job paycheck out of it. And so, yeah, sometimes that means showing up and filming content when you don't feel like it and when you're not creative and when it stinks. But action causes momentum. And action causes motivation as well. It's not the other way around, right? You don't get motivated and then go, okay, now I'm going to film some content and now I'm going to get some customers. No, you film content when you don't want to, and you talk to people when you don't want to. And that reinforces to you by you getting results that that's the right thing to do. And then that spurs into momentum.
I always say that enthusiasm creates momentum. So it's funny that you said action creates motivation, which can be enthusiasm. So it's almost like the very first thing you need is that action, create the enthusiasm, which is then will create the momentum. But so many people quit before they ever get to the momentum, and the momentum is the payoff. So they will quit posting because they've done it every day for 3 weeks, when the fourth week was when the momentum was going to happen. And so they quit, and then the momentum never happens. So this never works. So posting doesn't work.
Well, you know, and we fool ourselves because it's business, right? Like if I was your personal trainer and you came to me and you said, I would like to run a half marathon next year. And I was like, great. Yeah, let's do it. And every day I gave you a plan on exactly what to run, but every day you talked yourself out of actually doing the running, but you read a book on running and you listened to YouTube videos.
Good example.
Yeah, like you
watched other people run.
You watched YouTube videos about running. You subscribed to some running channel and you watch videos all night, but you never actually get on the damn road and run. You're probably not going to run a marathon very well or a half marathon very well, right? This is what people do in network marketing all the time. They take courses, they go to team calls, they go to all these other things. So they feel like they're in network marketing. Technically you are, but that doesn't make you a marketer. It doesn't make you the thing that you want to be. So yeah, anyways. And
also if you switch companies, this still stands.
Yeah.
So if you're stuck or you're feeling stuck and you think, oh, the grass is greener over there, it still stands that you're going to have to do all the things. Like you're still not going to be a runner by watching
other people run.
Watching other people run, but now wearing a new jersey. You're still not.
But I got the hat, Chelsea.
Still not happening. Like you're gonna have to do this, the work part, no matter how many times you move companies. I'm sorry, friend. The work part has to happen, and it has to happen every day. Period.
This is my new analogy for all of network marketing. Like it's such a perfect analogy, though.
It's so good.
So, okay, but in reality, like we're having a fun time discussing this, but there is a mental component to it, right? Like running a long distance is scary and running a long distance is hard, as is creating content and putting yourself out there and being vulnerable and willing to look stupid and willing to run slow and willing to.
I'd rather get online. I feel like I'm in the majority, but you tell me. I would rather get online and make a fool out of myself than run down the highway. Like, oh, it's the bikers that get me. I'm like, y'all have unshakable confidence to bike down this road, knowing good well you can't get over like 20, 30 miles an hour. And it's a 45-mile-an-hour road. And like, you just don't care. Like, I couldn't be that person.
Yeah. So I used to run I mean, I did long distance running for a while. And so I've done like 14 marathons in my life and countless half marathons. It's like I used to run a lot. I was one of those psycho people who got up and was like, I think I'll just run 15 miles today because I feel like it on a Saturday.
Girl.
Yeah, those days are long gone. But anywho, that took a long time. That took me a decade to work up to. A decade of some really slow, painful runs and blisters and, not, there just so much pain, but just putting in the hours to get to that point. And that's what it takes. So I'm not saying you need physical blisters and, or anything like that, obviously. But like you said, Chelsea, it's a lot easier to put your face on a Facebook Live than it is to go run 10 miles. The analogy, though, still stands is you've got to actually do that. And when you're stuck, it's easy to make
so many
all the excuses in the world. My ankle hurts, my this hurts, I need a new video, I need a new ring light, I need a new camera, my background sucks, my kids are loud, my blah, 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 blah. Some of my favorite content creators create content with kids screaming in the background in their garage or what, like nobody cares. Nobody cares because if your content is good and you're serving people,
calm down.
It's not that important. Your content is what's important, your effort, your energy, all that good stuff. So I think really what we're saying though, at the end of the day, is that if you believe that you are stuck, you will be stuck forever. You can get into that spiral. Mm-hmm. You've got to change your mindset and you've got to get to a point where you're like, all right, well, I'm just going to do the darn thing. I'm going to curse a little less on this course. Do the darn thing. I'm going to do the darn thing. I'm going to make the video that doesn't get any views. I'm going to do whatever it is. Like I've got every normal person has Instagram reels or Facebook posts or whatever, where it was just crickets, right? Mm-hmm. That's totally normal. It doesn't mean that no one's watching because they're watching. It doesn't mean that you're bad. None of that. You can easily tell yourself that you're stuck because you don't have a big audience, or you need a pretty background, or you need a better camera, or whatever this nonsense is. But at the end of the day, none of that actually matters. You've just got to change your mindset and show up with the energy that you belong here. You're going somewhere. You know exactly what you're going to do. There may be some bumps along the road for sure, but you're going to show up anyway.
One of the best things to think about when you're thinking about mindset is to detach yourself from the outcome. So instead of being so concerned about if I show up, someone's going to think this, or if I do this, this is going to happen. What if you detach yourself from what happens and just show up anyway? If you can do that, your mindset changes. It's impossible for it not to, because often when we have a bad mindset, it's because of all of these things that are probably never going to happen. And we're attaching ourselves to the outcome. And what we really want is that outcome to be open-ended. I mean, I would rather you have an open-ended outcome instead of being like, I'm going to go live, but no one ever watches it. Like I never get any views. I'll go live, but I'm not going to get any views. Well, you've already attached that outcome to it. So, the universe wants to prove you right. Like whatever you're putting out there, that's what happens. So what if you detached yourself from that and just said, hey, I'm going to go live because I enjoy it, or I'm going to go live because I want people to learn about this, and have no attachment to the outcome whatsoever? That's the live that will go viral, because you're not attaching an outcome to it. And even if it doesn't go viral, what you're doing is you're giving it the ability to have so many different outcomes, because you're not telling it what the outcome is. You could have one person that watches it. And what if that one person is the person that's going to be the next big star on your team, and that was the one person that watched it, and had you not done it, that person wouldn't have seen it? So that would be another outcome that could happen. Or 3 people could watch it that want to join your team, right? Like there's so many different outcomes, but when you say something out loud to the universe, like I go live and no one watches, you are making the and no one watches true. So try to detach yourself from any outcomes and start looking at it in your life. Like when you say something, say, am I attaching an outcome to that? Am I providing the outcome, or am I letting it happen?
I love it. Absolute mic drop. Chelsea, you are so right. Your words matter. And if you believe that you're stuck, you are. And it's easy to have a little pity party. It's easy to feel sad for yourself. It's easy to get in the cycle of thinking that you're not making an impact. But the moment you hold your head up high with confidence and know that somebody is hearing the message that you have to say, that's when people will start believing you. 100%. I've seen it happen in my own business. I've seen it happen in other people's businesses. It's so true. And that kind of brings us to the topic of the fact that, your business is not really about you. So you might feel stuck because you're making it about you, but you solve problems for other people. You have a product that helps people. You have a business opportunity that helps people. I guarantee you could probably find someone to talk to that needs money. Like out of all the people in this economy, I guarantee you there's someone out there that you're connected to that you can at least have a conversation with that needs your help with either your product or your business opportunity. So when we have those pity parties, we're putting the focus on ourselves and we're making it about us. I'm not viral. I'm not famous. I'm not the huge influencer. I'm not the this. I'm not the that. I didn't walk the stage. Who freaking cares? Because what you're doing is you're forgetting that you're there to help other people. And when we put the focus on other people, hey, there's people in the world that need my help. Then all of a sudden, you don't feel as bad for yourself because you have something that's valuable. There's an analogy that Larry Thompson, who's kind of a legend in the network marketing industry, made in a book that he wrote. And he told this analogy in a audio training that has then since been created into a book. Anyways, the analogy that he made is if you knew that there was gold in a cave down the road from you, and you knew where it was, and there was enough gold for everybody to have some, would you keep it to yourself or would you start telling people? You'd probably start telling people because there's more than you can carry and more than enough for everybody to go around. You'd probably have the idea where you needed to tell as many people as you possibly could. We have the proverbial gold in our products and our business opportunity, but yet we somehow are embarrassed or ashamed or shy or timid about talking about what you do to people. And that energy people pick up on, because if Chelsea isn't confident about her products, if Chelsea isn't confident about her photography, if Chelsea isn't confident about her skills as a parent, all of those things crumble, right? She's got to show up in every facet of her life and be confident and hold her head up high and do the darn thing. Now, do we all make mistakes? Yeah, of course, but we got to do them anyway. And I think that just applies to all of us.
I love that you brought the parenting part up in there, because I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to, even if they've never been successful in business. That if you're not confident with your children, I have teenagers, but if I don't confidently parent them and I say, well, I don't know if you can go out tonight, maybe like you can, but I don't think you should, but maybe you should. They will walk all, y'all know your teenagers will walk all over you too. Like you have to be firm. You have to say one cookie and that is it. Like that confidence carries over in so many ways. So when you are timid, think about that. When you go live and you're like, well, dang, I was a little timid on that one. Think about it. Would I have been this timid if I was talking to my children and telling them about the cookies? I'm sorry, you're so good about not being timid. Like, I love the way I wish that they could hear you introduce yourself to people, because every time you do it, I'm like, it's fabulous. It's so confident, the absolute opposite of timid. So yeah, do you want to introduce yourself to me? Like we just met or something? Like, cause it's that moment where people say something like, because I've gone so many places with Soraya, and it's like this moment where they say, oh, what do you do? And Soraya always just jumps in, and it's just brilliant every time. So Soraya, what do you do?
So if someone asks me what I do, Chelsea says, what do you do? And I go, oh, this is just such a crazy story. So I was actually in the Army for 23 years, and I knew I didn't want to do it forever. So about 6 years ago, I decided to become a brand rep for a company. And I usually kind of say what product it is. And I built my business online after my work hours, like at 9 o'clock at night every night. And it got, it grew pretty big. And what was so awesome about that is I was eventually able to leave the Army, and now I get to be a brand rep full time. So my job is to talk to you about my products. And I try not to give you a whole sales pitch here in this course, but usually I would say like, my job is to talk to you about shampoo. So if you or anyone that ever need any help, with hair growth or anything, you're not happy with your hair, please let me know. And that's my crazy story.
It's fantastic because every single time someone asks her a question about shampoo right after that, every single time,
every single time, without fail.
It's fantastic.
100%
anyway,
of the time.
I just wanted to hear that.
Except for the one time this guy was thinking that I was talking about like commercial carpet shampoo.
Oh yeah, that
really
was
funny.
really strange. And he made some like shampoo, like, okay, so y'all to all picture someone pushing like the shampoo thing from like Kmart. Why does Kmart? Is that even as
like an industrial carpeter thing? It was hilarious.
Yeah, okay, carry on.
The only time in a year and a half that I've been with this company that anyone has not immediately asked me a question about my products.
Why is he doing that?
But like, replace that story with whatever your story is. It's just about confidence. And what I usually say in the beginning is what I said this time is I go, oh, it's such a crazy story, because I need them to kind of just be excited for a second. Yeah. I need them to be like, wait, what? You're in the Army and now you
can say that. You can, even if you don't have a crazy story, you can be like, it sounds crazy, but let me tell you something like that. Yeah,
absolutely. And okay, so some of you are going to be like, well, I didn't get to quit my job because of network marketing or whatever. And I'm like, sweet. Yes, number one. But number two, this is what I used to tell people. I would say, hey, I'm actually in the Army. I know, isn't that wild? But I know I don't want to do this forever, and I'm getting kind of old. And so I can't do this forever. So I started a business on the side, and you can talk about your products or your business. So let me give you a business example. So I started a business on the side where I teach people how to monetize their social media, and I get to do that after work. So if you or anyone are ever looking to turn your social media into something that gives you a little bit of profit, I'd love to have a chat with you. That's it, right? It doesn't have to be complicated.
Ask a question. Yeah. So y'all overthink it.
Yeah. Just confidence.
And y'all is me.
It's just telling your story, solving problems for people, because whether you sell shampoo or collagen or oils or makeup or whatever it is that you sell doesn't really matter. Insert your own thing there. You, instead of helping people with their shampoo, you help people with their makeup, or you help people, have good skin, or you help people get fit again, or whatever it is. Steal that format and put in your own story, because you have a product that you get to talk to someone about, and you have a business opportunity that you get to talk to someone about, and making it about them all of a sudden takes the focus off you. So you don't have to have a rags to riches story. Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing, right? Like, we get intimidated because we see people on Instagram who are like, 7-figure earner at the age of 24, traveling the world. And they're like laying on a beach with their size 0 body in Bali. And I'm like, damn, girl, like you go, but that's not me. Right? We don't need to be that person. If you are fantastic, hats off to you. I'm jealous. If you're not, then you're normal. And like, your story is equally as amazing, and you don't need to be intimidated.
And more relatable.
Much more relatable, right? Because nobody thinks that they can be that girl. They think that, oh, well, if this crazy Army officer sold shampoo of all things online at night, like, what? That's insane, right? But maybe I could do that too.
Yeah.
Or, insert your story. So yeah, I think, we're getting to the point where like, you just have to show up with that confidence and be absolutely unflinching. And it takes a while, because I could show you the Facebook Live that I first did the first time I went live, where I was sweating through my shirt, and you can see the sweat on camera, and it's not good.
That's okay.
It's okay. Okay. Let's give you a couple very tangible tips.
Get out your notebooks.
And I'll put these all in the show notes as well. When you are stuck, here's a couple things that you can do. Chelsea's got a great tip. I'll kind of intro this, and then I'll hand it over to her. She recommends that you go and learn about 4 of your products, or like whatever number, right? It doesn't maybe have to be 4, but 2, 3, maybe even just 1. get out your product sheets, learn new things, go do some demos, talk about what you learned. It's actually that simple, right? We all have products that we can talk about. Like, you don't have to go all infomercial, like holding it up and showing it off, but you could do a use talk demo, right? Use the product on camera, talk about the benefits, and then demonstrate how you use it. Super simple. You could do that every single day for the next week if you are absolutely stuck and you have no idea what to do for content, right?
I think I said 4 because you can use that for a week. So I think none of us ever talk about anything long enough for anyone to ever learn anything about it. So we will talk about 4 products over, or we'll talk about their entire product line. I see that all the time. Like, instead of like concentrating on a certain area, they'll just like talk about everything that the company, like, it's the best company. We have this and this and this and this and this and this. And I'm like, why does anybody buy anything? And like, they never learned about the first thing. They just know you have a bunch of crap, but they don't know anything about any of it. So if you were to take 4 of your company's products and really deep dive and learned those things, then take them each week by week. So that first week, take one product and go really deep with it. Like, talk about it every single day and talk about all the different ways you can use it, or things people haven't thought about, make a funny reel about it. Like, just take that product and go ham with it for an entire week. And then really you could do that same product for 4 weeks, but none of you will do that because you will feel like it's too much, and it's absolutely not. So if you feel like you can just keep going, because you really can't talk about it too much. But I know that we get in our head. So that's why I've kind of come up with 4, because then you can switch products in that second week and go just as deep with it. And then third, and then fourth, and then start back over. And then you can do that for like 3 months. And look, I've created a content plan for you. Like, done. Like, you're done.
Congratulations. You're not stuck anymore.
Nope.
You have a list of things to do. Now, here's what people are going to think. Oh, that's too simple. Oh, I don't like doing that. Oh, that doesn't match my... Stop. Zip it. Stop it. Stop it right now. Don't overthink. Go do some product reels or some product education. Like, it's just that simple. Now, okay, if that's not your jam, replace 4 of your products with 4 of the benefits of your business. If that's more your jam, by all means, talk about 4
or do 3
aspects.
products and one, and then the 4th week is your business, is your product.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Or 4 things that are unique about your company, and you're going to demonstrate those 4 things. Like, there's so many ways to do that, right? There's so many ways to just get out of your head and stop overcomplicating it. You don't need to pay $700 for a course on real strategies.
Please don't.
Like, it's just not that difficult, right? It really isn't. Talk about anything.
I don't mean to brag, but I know everything. I have Google.
Yeah, right? Like, you could Google common questions about company name or common questions about product type, and you're going to get some really simple, basic ideas. Because you know what happens? I know you know this, Chelsea. You think that everybody knows everything about your stuff. They don't know anything about your stuff. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I had a friend over who's watched my whole entire journey, and he's like, so, like, tell me about this hair thing you're doing.
No idea.
Like, seriously?
No idea.
I talk about it every single day. So yeah.
Another thing that happens is you talk too high level. Like, I've had people like try to tell me what they do before, and I'm like, I am so more confused than when I first asked you what you did, because they put in all of their different acronyms and they tell me all of the awards they won and this and this and that, and I'm like, but wait, what do you do? Like, I don't understand. So like, bring it down to people's level.
Yeah. I could go on a whole tangent on that. Okay, couple more ideas, and again, these are all in the show notes. Mix it up a little bit. If you do Instagram posts normally, do some Instagram lives. If you don't do reels, do some reels. Just switch it up. It doesn't matter if anyone watches. It literally does not matter, because A, people will watch, and B, you just need to get out of your own head, right? We just need to get you mentally in a different spot, just to switch it up a little bit.
And like, maybe you'll figure out that you really love doing reels, or you really love going live. Like, you'll never know unless you try it.
You have no idea. And it doesn't matter if anyone responds, because people are watching. People are watching. I promise you. People who are buyers are not always likers. So do not stress about that. Okay. Another one. go find people to talk about the business with. You're like, okay, yeah, Soraya, how do I do that? Here's the thing. If you are feeling stuck, and really this is kind of talking to people who have leaders in their team that may not be performing or may not be running as hard as they once did. We always think that the people that we start our business with are going to be the people that we end our business with. And that's not necessarily true. So if you feel like you're stuck because your leaders are not running with you, then it's time to find some new business partners, right? I'm not saying ditch them. I'm not saying abandon all hope, but there is nothing that will energize a team more than a new runner, right?
Amen.
Ooh, a new runner will put some fire in your old runners that aren't running so hard anymore.
Priorities and you don't have to leave them,
yeah.
But you certainly should not be spending your entire week trying to drag them with you. That is such a waste of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Because people will go through their own ebbs and flows, and it's not up to you to force them to produce. It's up to you to, lead that team, whether people want to be led or not.
Celebrate that new winner. Celebrate that first rank that they hit.
And all
then
of a sudden,
they're like, oh, okay. Okay, hold on.
Like, where did that new girl come from?
And if that doesn't wake them up, eventually when the new girl gets to their rank, it'll wake them up. Don't worry, it's coming.
Couple other things. Recognize people on your team. Recognition is always a great thing. So not only Chelsea was saying recognize, a new runner, but recognize the people on your team that are doing good things other than recruiting, enrolling, things like that. Maybe someone got uncomfortable and did their first Facebook Live. Maybe someone got uncomfortable and did their first in-person event or their first team retreat or something. Like
encourage the things you want to see more of.
Exactly. And I know the leaders on my team are really, really good about that. Every Monday, they do a recognition. They do recognition for volume. They break it down by rank and all these categories. So like they recognize a ton of people, but then they've started to do things like I just said, so-and-so held her first team retreat. So-and-so, did a series of Facebook Lives with a cross line, like, yay, congratulations. These are the things that, like Chelsea said, if you encourage them, you'll get more of them. It's just that simple. When you start to encourage people for doing good things, they will do more good things. It doesn't always have to be about ranking up. Okay. So we've been talking about when you're super stuck. We've given you kind of a whole litany of mindset shifts, some advice, all sorts of things. We've talked about changing your state, changing your environment, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, you can't be comfortable and grow at the same time. And Chelsea has said this so many times. We talked about this kind of as a theme in some of the chapters, especially if you listened to the last chapter and this chapter in succession, that you really can't be stuck and uncomfortable. Those two just don't go together, right?
Yeah.
If you get yourself out of your comfort zone, you will find that you're going to get new energy. You're going to see things differently. And a lot of times you just won't overcomplicate it. So
if you listen to all of this and you're still like, I don't know what I like or who I am, think about yourself as an 8-year-old and go do something for 8-year-old you. Do it after this podcast. It could be painting. It could be spinning in a circle. It could be going for a walk. It could be chasing butterflies. Whatever 8-year-old you loved, try doing a little bit more of that in your life and see if you stay stuck.
Yeah, I love that advice. I was going to say,
what
can 8-year-old me take a nap?
Yeah. After we record the next module. Sure.
Okay. We will see you on the next module. Hey, Soraya here. Thank you so much for listening to that chapter module of Maven Network Marketing Academy. Chelsea and I are so grateful to everyone who has just supported us, everyone who's already purchased. And we're so excited for you to get your hands on it. If you wanted to go to the checkout page now, within the next 3 to 4 minutes, you could have the entire course downloaded to your phone and you can keep listening to all 26 audio tracks, 19 main chapters, 7 additional bonuses, and we're giving you $100 off. And we're throwing in, if you purchase between now and May 31st, we are giving you access to a free coaching Zoom with us, where we will give you feedback on your business on whatever it is that you might want an outsider's perspective on. And we have a lot of experience. So anyways, that's it. Go to sorayagoddard.com/Maven. If you are driving or doing something and not writing that down, just go to the show notes in this podcast player and you will find the link there. The $100 is already discounted off. So all you have to do is check out and pick whether you want to pay in full or through a payment plan. All right. Hope to see you inside the course.